Yo, what up? It's your boy Talos Golem here with another video, and today let's finally claim these mission rewards. I've been holding on to these for dear life. I don't know why, but it's time to finally open up the last deluxe EX cards. This is obviously going to be nothing, but we weren't expecting a whole lot. We just wanted to get some pack points from it, and eventually they're going to come out with deluxe EX again, and we will be able to probably exchange our pack points for something once they get available again. I was told that you can actually exchange pack points even now, even though the set isn't available for you to open, which is pretty cool. I don't actually know how many pack points I have left on that set, but as you know, I already have like 13 professor's researches, so I'm not really like in a rush to try to open up so much of that pack. Oh, look at this, a rainbow rare Mega Kangaskhan EX. Well, I already have two. I actually traded for two of them, but it is nice to have a third. I guess I could trade that away. I'm sure there's going to be someone out there who's going to want one, right? You never know. But that's pretty cool. We did get a third Mega Kangaskhan rainbow rare, so I'm sure that'll be tradable. Oh, and we just unlocked a Purloin. That's pretty good, nice. So obviously, it's always good to unlock cards that you don't have. So I consider that to be a win in my books. We are still slowly trying to collect Fantastical Parade. This was a set that we did not really invest too much time or energy into, and I probably will go back and collect more of that set. It's just been kind of tough to keep up with everything. Let's go ahead and collect the daily gifts. I don't know why, for some reason, that didn't work. I guess you have to open up packs through other means. But let's go ahead and collect. Oh, another deluxe pack. Let's go ahead and open the deluxe pack. Let's do it. Why not? I don't expect to get anything crazy here, but as I mentioned before, it is nice to open up these and see what happens. Lugia EX. Okay, very nice. Yeah, it seems like there's always opportunities to open up Deluxe EX, even though it's not available right now. It's one of those things where they're just always going to make it available in the future. All right, so where were we? We're going to go to Paldean Wonders. And we're going to try to open up some Paldean Wonders here. Let's see if we can get something good. Nothing here. How many pack points do we have? We have 390. Okay. So I'm actually going to do something a little bit unorthodox. I am going to play a game. Oh, there's an event. There's an event. Ooh. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Sorry, I'm losing my mind here. I want to play a random game and just kind of see if we can get some more stuff here. Because if we can get a free pack from this, then we don't have to open up individual packs. I don't know. I feel like it's just faster to play a game and win real quickly than to open up a bunch of packs. I could be wrong about that, but let's see. We just are literally one rare candy away from just winning the game here, aren't we? 20 damage to itself. Oh, this Raikou is actually pretty good, though. 2 energy for basically the same amount of damage that the EX version does. Let's go ahead and attach a poison point here. And we will, in fact, use Copycat, because this is going to allow us to get a rare candy if possible. All right, I'll take this. Actually, this isn't terrible. We can Pokeball for something. Nihilego is actually a very good draw there, because now we can basically defend our Dino a little bit better. They're going to be eating away at their life with the poison. And let's see here. Ferret, flip a coin. Oh, okay, this is a pretty interesting one. Let's use Professor's Research. No reason not to bench this Dino. And I guess we'll just have to put an energy on the Nihilego, I guess. Yeah, we'll have to... What we'll do next turn is we'll just switch into Nihilego and just kind of get get the point off of Raikou from there. Because at this point, we're not really... I don't expect us to get a Hydreigon. Oh, there you go. I still think it's better to switch here. Let's switch. Yeah, I think it's better to switch here. Just so we can pick up the free attack without losing a bunch of life. You know what I mean? All right, let's not do anything else. Let's just attack here. And this is going to give us a free point. Can't even Cyrus out the Hydreigon if they wanted to. Now I understand why people don't just utilize Hydreigon's ability right away. It makes a lot of sense, right? Because you don't want to get Cyrused out. I finally understand it. But at the same time, I also understand that it's really nice to have the ability to just, like, you know, attack for free. But anyway, let's go ahead and switch here. We'll go back into Hydreigon. We will, in fact, use Roar in Unison. Let's go ahead and attack. We'll apply the Poison Barb. Get a lucky Ice Pop. It doesn't matter. I think I'm actually going to... I think I'm going to actually use Sabrina here because I want to be the one to deal the first damage to Lantern. Yeah, this is important because if we get the first hit here, that's huge, right? I mean, they're going to attack us, and then what happens next? They're going to just, like, lose instantly. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. If tails, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Oh, well, that's a shame. I was hoping I'd be able to do something here. Let's just do this anyway. We'll just use Lucky Ice Pop again. Didn't expect us to win that one. But, yeah, no, it's fine. Because we're basically guaranteed to win next turn anyway. It doesn't really matter how we do it. But definitely the Sabrina kind of guarantees us the win here. Because now there's nothing that they can really do. There's not a single card in the game that gives them an extra energy. All right, let's just use Roar Unison again and try to be quick here. Use Hyper Ray. Could have been done a little bit faster, I think, but I think we did a good job. And now we've got the Pack Hourglasses, I believe, right? We got the Pack Hourglasses as a first-time reward. Very nice. And let's get out of here. And, yeah, let's go ahead and open up some more Paldean Wonders with our with our free 10 packs. Don't have to pay a single cent. Except time. Time is money, right? I just spent a little bit of time to make money, I guess. But, yeah, there's not much we're looking for right now other than, I guess, like, Shiny Suicune and Crown Rare. Crown Rare and whatchamacallit. Oh, a lot of Palmots. Crown Rare Baxcalibur. If we can get a Crown Rare Baxcalibur, then I'll probably stop opening up this set. Even though there's still a few 2-stars that we're missing, I think. But, yeah, we've got a lot of time here. We got a lot of things that we could potentially open from this set, which is going to be nice. Hope everyone out there is having a good time. I'm doing okay. You know, I'm pretty happy with myself. I am a little bit stressed out because it seems like right now they don't have a diagnosis yet for what I have. The assumption is that it is a lymphoma, like I said before, but they don't know, like, if it's like how bad the lymphoma is. Basically, it could be so small. I'll paint you a picture. It could be so small and minor that it's not anything, and they wouldn't even call it a cancer. Most likely it is a cancer, but the question is like how big of a cancer is it? I think the consensus is that regardless of what it is, it's out of my body and it wasn't even that big of a threat to my life. But it was still a significant part of my life from a psychological standpoint, right? And that's kind of something that really got to me is like when I look at the numbers and the objective facts, nothing about anything that has happened has really presented a threat to me. For example, my cholesterol is normal, my EKG is normal, my blood pressure is normal. Everything is actually normal for me. The only thing that I will say was just the anxiety part, right? And I think that that's like, that was everything. Get your anxiety down, you'll be way more calm and just feel a lot more comfortable. Because I could have lived the last few weeks stress free and nothing would have changed. I still would have been healthy. I was still healthy a couple weeks ago too, to be honest with you. I'm telling you real fast. My cholesterol is normal. My sugar was normal. Everything was normal. It's just this little mass thing, which, obviously as a healthcare provider, I do get concerned about the possibility of cancer or malignancy. But I also have to trust the healthcare providers out there. I trust the other people out there telling me that it's not a big deal. Everything's going to be okay. I think trust is a very big part of life sometimes. You have to trust your instincts. You have to trust the people that you work with. You have to trust the people that treat you, that talk to you, that work with you. You have to trust the people that are part of your team. So I think that is something that has really stood out for me is this trust issue. I don't have any trust issues per se, but I am very skeptical about the world as someone who was brought into it from a like kind of a pessimistic side of things. But I do also understand that there's a lot of great things in this world that the world has to offer. And those are the qualities that I really hope that my daughter gets to experience. There's a lot of good in the world and there's a lot of bad in the world. And obviously you want to experience everything. But of course you also want to experience more of the good things. Although I will say that experiencing a lot of the bad things does mean that the good things, that the few times that they do happen, they are precious and they are way more meaningful, right? I'll give you a perfect example. A few years ago, I lost a bunch of weight exercising and stuff, and I remember how meaningful it was to eat. Like I would lose weight, I would eat healthy, but every now and then, like once a week, I would go out on a Friday night to like eat whatever I wanted, and those were really meaningful because it was like I wasn't starving myself, but I was like trying to be good for when comes to like eat my diet, and then when you finally kind of like have one day a week to relax, and that's very common. It's called a cheat day. A lot of people like to call it that. Oh, nice, a Rainbow Rare Armor Rouge. This is our second copy, right? I believe I wanted a second copy. So that's really nice. We get a second copy of that. We're looking good. I think I also have a second copy of the Rainbow Rare water one too. I forgot what it's called. I also don't know what Chi Yu does. Let me see what Chi Yu does. I keep going past this card and I don't know what it does. Oh, it's not a baby. It actually is. If any of your Pokemon are knocked out last turn. Okay, so this is like okay. That's okay. For some reason, I thought it was a baby Pokemon, but I guess it's not. All right. Let's see what we got here. But yeah, my weight is pretty good. I could lose maybe like another 10 more pounds, I think, but other than that, I'm pretty healthy. And that's kind of exactly where you want to be, right? In life, you want to be healthy. And there's plenty of people out there with cancer that are like way healthier than I am, honestly. I think that technology and medicine has gotten so advanced to the point where diseases like, there was such a big scare about like HIV. Nowadays, you can have HIV and live a perfectly normal life because of how amazing the therapies are now. The drugs that we've invented and things that we've discovered have made it so that things like cancer and HIV, they don't really they don't really they're not as scary as they were decades ago, right? Let's just put it that way. It's gotten to a point where, so much of the technology that we have has made everyone's lives, so much better, and you can live longer. And that's really great. You have no idea how lucky you are to be alive in like the year 2026, right? Like there's so many things out there that can pose a threat to your life that because of how advanced technology is, it's a lot less big of a deal than it used to be. But I would say the one thing that does concern me is like the very small possibility I might need chemotherapy. Based on what I've been reading in my research, it doesn't seem like I'm going to need chemotherapy, although I can't obviously say that for sure. It really depends on like a lot of the circumstances, but I did get a lot of my blood work back and everything looked okay. So we'll see what happens. I have my doctor appointments every single day for the next week, like the next 3 or 4 days. So we've got a lot of stuff to take care of, a lot of homework. I've also got a lot of projects that I'm working on the side, and I'm kind of just taking a back seat and just kind of relaxing. This game has been very relaxing for me. We have opened up so many of these Qianpao EXs. I finally I finally traded for a Rainbow Rare Qianpao. That was the card I was thinking of before. I wanted the Rainbow Rare because I don't really, I don't know, the other ones are cool too, but it is what it is. Okay, Goldingo is fine. Was really hoping that we could get ourselves a nice little Crown Rare today, but it is what it is. Question is, once we get our Crown Rare from Pauldine Wonders, what else are we going to go for? I think we're going to probably have to go for the metal core thing in the shiny, the shiny set. So we'll have to go for the shiny set, and then I think we'll top off the month with the other things. With the Fantastical Parade is the only other set that we're missing. So we'll probably do something like this where we'll take a break and then we'll come back and then open up the set again. We'll do something like that. It won't be like, I don't want to be all in, all out like I did before, just because I've thought about my life in a very meaningful, philosophical way. And I realized that like you only kind of live once, right? And you kind of have to make the best of what you have. So, and who knows? I'll when my life is over, I'll give my account to my to my daughter, and she'll be able to play and do the same things that I'm doing, or maybe she'll just sunset the account and just have fun with her life, right? 100% she's gonna play Pokemon though, because I play Pokemon. My wife plays Pokemon. We are a Pokemon family. That is like just a fact of life, and I don't think there's anything that we can do about that. Um, I also don't know 100% sure if she'll probably have similar issues that I had, from genetics, but I don't know if she's going to have this exact condition that I have, because the syndrome that I have, Sjogren syndrome, is a very peculiar disease that I don't think anyone in my family has or has never been tested for it. And it is kind of crazy that I just happen to have this disease. It's not something I'm particularly proud of. You don't really want to be proud of a disease, although it makes a lot of sense. I'm actually happy that I got the disease diagnosed because it explains so much of my past. My constipation, my dry eyes, dry mouth, dry lips. Like everything makes so much sense now. I actually posted on Reddit about this disease and how I got my diagnosis and my workup. I talked about my fight and my success stories and everything, and people were really happy to read that story. It got over 100 upvotes, I think, and like it has 100% upvotes, which is unheard of. But I guess that community is very supportive, And my post was one of the top 50 of all time in that subreddit, which is huge. And it got there like really quick, like within less than a day, which was very impressive. It's actually really nice to have a support group, whether it's like online or whatever, just to have people in your life that are battling with you, that are supportive of you, talking with you and stuff. I do appreciate, the work that therapists do, counselors, like that, like all that stuff is really important. I've had such a high appreciation for mental wellness, mental health, social work, all of those field that entire arena is very important, especially coming at it from like a medical standpoint, because people will hear and see numbers and figures all the time when it comes to like their medications and their dosing, but there's not enough human aspect to medicine, right? I think that nowadays, for example, in medical school, they really do care a lot about the English portion of the language portion of the exams now, like the MCATs. I remember when I was taking the MCATs, English, or I guess the language arts or literature, was like a third of the exam. It was like you would read an essay and then you'd answer questions just like the SATs, but you would do it in, I don't even think it was like medical questions. It was like just regular articles that were non-medical related. I mean, I don't think they were I don't think they had to be medical related, but they were like very complex and like high level reading. And so you had to like suss out a lot of the details and answer these complicated multiple choice questions, which is always very difficult. I always struggle with that kind of stuff, but I worked my butt off to do really well on that section. I ended up getting a 2-digit score, which was very, very good. It was scored differently back in the days, because now the MCATs are scored like completely differently than they were when I was in school. Yeah, everything is just so different now. Like the SATs, high school, everybody has a phone now. When I was like, in elementary school or whatever, like we didn't have phones. We didn't have cellular phones. We were just like, it was such an interesting time back then, Everything was just so different. And nowadays, like you want your kid to have a phone, right? You want your kid to be able to communicate with you, because like back in the days, you would send your kid off to school without a phone, and you would just, if something happened to your kid, I mean, I guess the teacher would call you or something, and that's scary too. Like you always want to know where your children are at, right? So like I think the cell phone is a very useful, important thing to have. And yeah, no, we're doing really well. We got 1,040, so about, give it like 2-3 more days, and we'll be done with this set in no time. All right, everyone, that's going to be our for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, join the Discord. We're going to be doing a giveaway at some point. I don't know when. I'm still working on the details for that. But subscribe to my channel, leave a like and comment down below. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.